of the major?
I think so, yeah. I think they're going to 3-0. I think they should be the dominant team here. I do think that Overpass could be a little bit. It depends very much on Fluxo's T-side start, because obviously I hope FlyQuest picks CT and make it difficult for them. But yeah, I'm going to say FlyQuest for sure.
It's time. We're getting into this. We're going to find out who's making it to stage 2. Sponge and Machine are ready to take us into game.
Thank you very much, Sam. Yes, a 2-0 affair, winner off to the second stage of the major, and very few put that FlyQuest team as a 3-0 in their pick'ems. However, I'm casting beside one of those few.
I think there's been about 6 other people in the whole world, and they're probably awake right now at 3:30 in the morning down there in Australia. But let's get this one underway, shall we? Fluxo, T-side, JKS, A defender. He is under a lot of scrutiny early.
He's going to be able to fall back. That's the bomb that's shooting at him. He's going to confirm multiple bodies and then dip. So no casualties to start us off.
Oh, they're quite quick. Arch is making headway straight in towards the site. Look at his pace.
Yeah, already going to be able to get towards that truck. Spotted by the bank player. It's actually Regali that does remove the first head. Art goes down. It's a good trade back from Kai. It should enable that bomb to be scooped up, but no, Regali's got the sightline on that cross. He's just hanging around in bank. His position noted. Flash turn. Regali! A nasty 3K. That third one is especially potent. The Cowsy's working on this round-the-world maneuver, and it has caught Inns off guard. Regali now taken down as well by Decent. Just the two. MTK and JKS, some of the harder hitters. Decent up against them. And the pressure applied to the T side. The bomb is loosed on that truck position.
Yeah, that was Ardin first, wasn't it? So it spilled out, and now you want to take this duel together if you're MTK and JKS. How close do you want to let him get?
Okay, well, confirmation he hasn't moved too far.
You really want to... Whoa, okay, I was going to say let him come into the den, but MTK swings out. He's had enough of that, and a nice shot from him. Going to be a good start off of the anchor as Regali, that's the highlight of that one. It's the AWP player for FlyQuest, the import. Feels like an Australian core can't be good without a European in the mix. And let's see, it has been an awfully long time since an Aussie core has progressed in a major. Go back to the last StarLadder back in Berlin, 2019. They made it all the way to the semi-final. That's when JKS and Azza were alongside each other in the server. Azza now behind them as the coach.
Our betting partner.
All right. Well, it is going to be a eco. Very light level of investment coming through. Decent's got himself out a P250 deal in the hands of Art. And this would be a great opportunity for us to talk about the positions you could be expecting throughout this first map of the best of 3. The T side, map pick of Fluxo. We having your connector player of Kai. People might remember him from Academy roster once upon a time. Obviously, we know of Zevi. He used to play alongside of Skulls. And then Art still trying to reclaim some of that glory that he had once upon a time in Furia. It's the 2 newer additions, the Cowsy and Decent. Back in the first season of the year, they were on 2 different teams, MIBR as well as Imperial, so they've come together, and this Fluxo team is already surprised.
Yeah, surprised indeed. I mean, big European scalps in Stage 1. Fnatic and Gamer Legion, both of those would have been in my kind of potent EU squadron, and that's a big headshot from Art.
That is massive. So the fact that with this very limited investment, they've been able to grab 1 kill. Regali, the hero of the last down early, maybe they can scavenge back that M4. Inns will be the rotator on this CT side. Would love to get away from the MP9 into that. So this round, it still shouldn't be too dicey. I understand you've given over an opener, but you're only dealing with those limited investments of the P250 and the Deagle. Have to be players from FlyQuest getting caught off guard, blindsided. Not going to get across to that gun. JKS tucks in towards truck. The B defense of Vexai and MTK stays put.
Okay, yeah, confirmation of commitment. JKS readies himself. Quick flick up, does track him nicely. And just a lovely massacre. Just the one to fall. Zevi goes down an extra 600 bucks for Inns. And so, yeah, weathering the storm. Regali probably just a little sigh of relief. You know, you've already had a nice impactful pistol. You don't want to feel like you've just given away all that impact by giving away an opening.
Yeah, so they get that back. And now we're getting into the guns. JKS is just disconnected from the server. So slight tech issue that will need to be resolved here. So talking about the T side kind of map control that we're going to be talking about, Zevi is the AWPer, right? So likely more often going to be over towards A as well as connector. That's a little bit more meta at the moment thanks to Molodoy. Lukowski is going to be part of that, and then Art will be part of that pack, right? So if we're doing a standard 3-1-1 on Overpass, expect to see those 3 together. Kai will be in through connector, and then Decent as that B lurk. The CT side setup, we just discussed it, but just to reiterate, since the changes that Azza has made within the team in terms of map pool and positions, MTK has been made an anchor. So he'll be anchoring the B bomb site. He'll be dealing with the monster pipe. Vexite will be his short player. In's the in-game leader will be the rotator. JKS becomes the A rifler, right? And this is a position that is traditionally a star spot, and there's no reason that JKS can't fulfill that, but people tend to assign him to the anchor role. But if you think about it, right, you're kind of on your own in a bunch of different positions in a lot of scenarios. Sure, sometimes you have a combo set up with an AWPer or your rotating rifler, but you sit and you deliver, hopefully, a multi-kill. So JKS being given the freedom to play that alongside a regali over towards A, and that's the CT setup that we can expect.
But also that A rifler, it's all about your read of the game. I feel like JKS, as far as experience is concerned, you know, he's right up there with the very best. And so having that freedom, I imagine there's a world where he really thrives within it. I will say it was a little alarming when I opened up hltv.org and I looked at the Overpass statistics. Very few on record, a 25% win rate, but I presume there's a lot of context that is necessary to sprinkle on top of that.
Yeah, I think if you look at the PGL Bucharest results, right, that's after these changes just come in and the teams that they were playing over there, no slouches, right? We've got Gamer Legion in the mix alongside of Legacy. Now, they beat Legacy here, and Gamer Legion lost to Fluxo here. So names that we're familiar with. If you go back to Draculan, a little bit different, right? That's before the position changes came in. And for Fluxo on the other side, a lot of their wins are domestic, and a few of them have been with Mulzen, who was their player last season. He's their sixth man this season as we get underway with the first rifle round.
A little bit of a fumble on the HE. There was potential damage, now squandered. Lakowski lives.
This is quick pressure, right? The fact that they've already got this connector control, they've applied pressure towards the A defense, it's forced the rejig of JKS and Regali. JKS now goes back towards long, Regali playing sign in sight. And Vexite looking for some space. He was massive yesterday for the team. Let's see if he can continue that fine form today in stage 1.
Yeah, and Ins with some high praise in the pre-match interview as well, just talking about his development and growth as an individual and player.
This is a quick rejig. If they flash over for short or just head through that monster pipe, they are going to have some B space to work with. Netic going back to address it now. This B bomb site quite weak. If Ins doesn't get here soon, they could be breached.
Yeah, they're ahead of the timing. Netic's got an awful lot of work to do and only an MP9 to do it. Okay, is that smoke something you can work with? No, actually just chooses to engage. Lucky to be alive. A little burst finds the head of Kai. Ins lives on, traded out.
TK.
It's a TK that actually counts as the trade. So Zevi, a little bit of collateral damage onto a teammate. They have that advantage. Not clearing is Lakowski. Problematic for the 2v2. Smoke on the bridge is going to buy so much time for Zevi. He's actually just chosen to park the bus. Progression in from Regali, partnered up now. JKS just behind. In tow, spams away, actually does some damage there, connects, and Regali with a one-tap. Crazy through the boards, it's going to be a FlyQuest win.
Okay, well, the damage done by JKS, they're finished off. That one looked a little bit silly. There was a kit on the ground right in front, so no sweat on the brow, and they handle business. Very well done, as this will be 3-0, no dramas for the Aussies.
I thought Zevi was behind cover. How's JKS managed to get like 25 damage on him?
In the middle of those boxes.
Just through the gap?
Yeah, right, so you can get some spam through. And
I thought that was an AWP exclusive, okay.
The rifle can do a little bit of damage through there as well.
Okay, so first gun round passed for FlyQuest. We'll see this quick flick, it looks a bit crazy.
Behind the smoke there as well, so either way, JKS, nice shot onto Decent. And that plant does facilitate a few more investments. There's a Hero AK in the hands of Decent. The rest are going to be in with Tech 9s. I don't look to be Rush.
It's straight up the guts. Yeah, Decent. Oh, that was the rifle! Doesn't matter if Vexite and Netic collapse. They were stacked on top of each other. Lakowski, double entry, has put Ins on the back foot. Now a barrage of nades into the back of the bomb site. They're flooding in. Bomb goes down, uncontestable. Indecision on the retake, smoking short. Molly's sight, progress forward. It's Lakowski with that recovered AK as well. 2 rifles in the mix, and just 2 of those Tech 9s. Art's done nothing with his. Lakowski needs to find that trade, does so with precision. JKS claws back, 2 on 2, progressing, but time is of the essence. Kits are present. With his nade out, Regali. Awkward now for JKS, almost unwinnable. Hang on.
Sit it. Oh no,
he doesn't choose to sit it. He hopes he gets panicking. He's not dead, and I don't think there's time.
This is going to be close.
JKS, he's not sure. He's not sure. And he's done it just in time.
He didn't think he had it at all. Yeah, he looked like he was a bit remiss with himself there in that situation. That one is going to be a buzzer beater right down to the wire. They get away with that. Just the lineup that gives them away here. JKS gets the kill on the Zevi, fakes it, thinks he has the kill, back to the USP, headshot comes in and just just in the nick of time.
If it was not that first bullet, if it was not that instant
look how
USB
close that
headshot,
is.
and look
Wow.
how close it came down to. No one on FlyQuest knew that was theirs.
Okay, well, Inns and Azza, they like the way that one feels, but remember, that was just the partial. We're back in with the guns now. Zevi has his AWP.
Okay, that's an interesting volley. Limits JKS's aggressive contributions, but you want to talk about aggressive. How's that from Regali?
And just pass that one in. Now he can just back off. They can play the number advantage. This is a miserable start for Fluxo into this rifle round. Decent wants to make a play.
He's gone fishing. Netic on the barrel position. Vexite holding nade for reaction off info. In's a jump audio cue heard from Decent.
That's huge, right? He's going to be able to monitor the rotation to potentially help Art isolate what the next call will be. Or if he finds a gap, gets a timing, he can pounce into action. JKS and Regali have doubled up in toilet, so the gap is long, but Fluxo are not to know that. That's where the AWP found that opening pick. So going through the motions, they need to clear out connector, right? This is going to be very tough to be able to rotate between the sides if you don't have that, and this is when we're talking about a number disadvantage so early. It's already hard on the T side of this map. And I feel for Fluxo to pick this. Hold up. We'll get to that in a second. Regali looking like he wants to re-aggress.
Oh, he's in the right place once more. Regali's had a fantastic start to Overpass.
This might just force them into B, or even the horrible option of a save. I know it doesn't feel like...
Now it gives you that Listerine face just talking about it.
This is it. This is Overpass. And I want to kind of dial back in on it again. Maybe they do regroup and hit B, but 25 seconds, maybe, maybe not. This doesn't feel like the type of map where Art is going to be able to be as chaotic as what he would be on, say, like Ancient, for example.
Even a nuke,
right?
We've seen stuff like that.
I think the key problem for Fluxo in this matchup, as Decent gets dealt with by Inns, is that FlyQuest this season have changed their ban. It was nuke. They were, I think it was like 8 in a row loss or even 10 in a row losses on the map, and it was like, okay, they need to change, right? As it comes in, they move away from nuke, they bring train into the map pool. So for Fluxo, they would have likely picked it within this series, but there's no way they can because it's getting removed. So FlyQuest get a leg up there in the veto and a 5-0 up to start. This is looking comfortable. Sure, clutches a couple of tighter moments, but all in all, doesn't change the status quo of this moment. No tactical timeout to be called by Tacitus just yet. This is the opener, and essentially the closer of the round, isn't it? Just parks up on another angle with the AWP.
Yeah, I mean, a demonstration of why the AWP is seen. AWPing on CT side Overpass is seen as, you know, the most comfortable and most impactful of the positions. JKS is actually going to elect to go forward of this. Now, Playground and Flashbangs, he could be caught. He is! Good combination there from Lakauzi. Zevi's flash as well in support.
What's the response from FlyQuest? They try and push over towards B, take some space back. Vexite takes short control. Netic is going to rotate, and Regali playing aggressive behind his own smoke, wants to find an angle, but a quick rotation called from Art. He doesn't want to slow this one down whatsoever. A missed monster smoke. That is going to dissuade them whatsoever. If anything, it's a bit of an invitation.
But Vexite looks like he's playing relatively forward on this short angle. If they do go in through monster, sure, their bomb will be planted, but is there room
They don't know they missed the monster smoke. So, like, Vexite thinks that they're going to be blocked for at least another 10 seconds. Now he knows.
And they realize it's a little too quiet.
They got to find Lakauzi.
Yeah, and actually they've managed to find Vexite as well. Simultaneously, Inns meets his demise at the hands of Lakauzi. Bomb going down and looking good for a Fluxo round.
Look, Lakauzi is just continuing to search forward on A, so Netic is just chasing Ghost right now. This round is done, just off of the virtue of Lakauzi being the loose piece. So good rotation, missed smoke, unforced error from FlyQuest does allow a free passage. This will be the frag. No, it won't. Netic, you've overcooked the pooch there, mate. I don't know if he was considering going for a knife.
That is the only explanation.
And even still, it's like you have decent finances, so I'm not quite sure that that's the choice that he should have been going for. Now Regali might even lose the AWP because Netic could have been a bodyguard a part of this. Regali feeling the pressure, grabs another, but might be running to his demise. Oh, okay. He's picked up the AK. I guess someone else can drop him an AWP, right? You can't buy that on the CT side, so JKS can facilitate. Oh, I think that's an ugly decision there. I think Regali felt that he's under so much pressure that he was going to get hunted, that if he had the AWP, he was a dead man for sure. But in this situation, it means that JKS has to drop him one. Fortunately, can get donated a lot of utility, but JKS gives away the opener, and then it just falls apart from there. Right now, they're going to start heavy towards A. This might be a bit more friction. Our official betting partner. So 1-2-2 right now. Regali up to bat again.
Yeah, he's nailed it there. That's what you want, the AWP in his hands. An opening kill from Regali, and not the first. JKS has immediately dispatched of Lekowski as well. Okay, Fluxo. I mean, we can't be looking at a 70, 80-second save. So
Whoever's throwing this,
hang on
we might need a marker on. Yeah, that's been missed twice now in consecutive rounds. This is starting to become a little bit of an issue.
Okay.
Rotation's on the way.
Netic's feeling a lot of pressure. That's a good smoke, though. You can see it gives him a lot of freedom.
Oh, catch that.
Ouch! Sent to the Shadow Realm by the AHG. Still that man advantage, but for how long? That is the question. Not in any rush, are they? Zevi and Art, good chunky nade actually. Art just takes it as an invitation, removes the head of Ins and will plant in the smoke. Vexite has a position to play around this. Planted, mantles up, a missed shot from the Zevi AWP. Art off the bomb position, noted, bullets through the smoke. Vexite, that's good output, decent in the clutch though. It's a one-on-one. Regali, he opened up this round, and now he has the opportunity to close it on that tight line. Regali delivers for FlyQuest time after time.
He can get a bit nervy, Regali, so it's a very, very positive sign right now to see him hitting these shots, ones that you need to as an AWP player. So just locking him down, not allowing them to overstep the mark. And I love that from Fluxo. They just get in towards that channel out monster, and they hit the brakes. They know that the fights are going to come their way. Art does a very good job here at making these incisions. The nade onto Netic, the frag as well. And from there, it feels like they give themselves an opportunity. Decent makes it interesting, but another round now at 6-1. B-Rush is looking very fast, at least Poppy.
They've got the flashes ready. JKS has it cocked. Netic up close with the MP9. May be able to play anti-flash as well if they were to try and pop through the monster pipe. No premature on that HE grenade. Still 20 damage dealt. Oh, they're making a move. Bit of a team nade. And Netic with one. Vexite as well. It's kept level. Flash is just chained together. Look at Ins pushing in. He wants to fight. He wants to brawl. Double kill. It's all three. Ins farming him up. FlyQuest soaring towards a CT haul. Now, I'll remind you, this is a 2-0 game, and FlyQuest have been in them before.
I think there's a different flavor to the team this time around. In the past, they were definitely punchy underdogs. I think a lot of people have been sleeping on them just because, like, you think about the Draculan result, the type of teams they were losing to, Basement Boys, Gen 1. It doesn't really fill anybody with confidence, but I think if people were paying attention to the type of Counter-Strike they were playing in Bucharest, there are some clear changes within this team. It's no longer so shaky against the 4 spies, those rounds that they should be converting, they are. And they're even having the clutch factor. So, new coach in the FlyQuest realms has definitely put the pieces in the right place. But this is Overpass. Sure, 7 rounds is good, but Fluxo, if they can get 3, it's enough to work with once they get over to the CT side. Bit of a jab there from the crowd towards the Brazilians, and that's all FlyQuest have been playing throughout.
Yeah.
Legacy, Imperial, and now Fluxo.
And if we're here to, you know, we're dismissing Fluxo's win streak because it's against Brazilian teams, what do we say about FlyQuest?
Right. So I think FlyQuest would love to get a little bit of revenge against Brazilian teams. Right? There's multiple times I remember watching MIBR eliminate them from tournaments.
A team, Lekowski decided he wanted to depart.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? MIBR will be coming up in stage 2. They've got 2 imports, Klim and Kick It over there, alongside of Insani and co.
They're really fishing for this Regali frag, and he's on the line. It goes down. Regali, the perpetual opener.
He's
so
been
far.
great. Yeah, he's 11-3. This is fantastic work from the Romanian. I think when you look at the last 2 majors, FlyQuest being 2-0 up into best of 1s and the best of 3s being the bane of their existence, they're definitely more confident within their map pool. And the fact that this is their opponent's map choice, maybe FlyQuest should be feeling they took the veto elsewhere, but it's too little too late as Regali grabs another. Now Ins is just going to be set up for success. Another multi-kill, but not to be the triple. Lekowski to dart away and hold on to this, but they know exactly where he is. They're going to bear down on his position. If anything, right now you'd be screaming, take him after time.
And as the time runs down,
Perfect.
JKS finds him. Lekowski, that's going to really put a dent in the finances as well. He only had, what, 2,300 in the bank account.
It might be down to a Tech 9 or hoping he gets a drop from Art. Tactical timeout called. Tacitus, coach, birthday boy on the mic. Let's see if he's got something to add to this conversation, because 8-1 and just how quick a lot of these rounds have been. There's a couple of moments that have been close, but really it's been FlyQuest having their way with the Brazilians. And then we move into their map choice coming up next of Inferno. So there's a lot of confidence as Azza gets his opportunity to get on the mic as well. No real need to change up too much. What they're doing is great. I think the advice would be, hey, let's not overstep the mic too much, right? We're playing with confidence. We're hitting our shots. Let's not give them away into this map.
But with FlyQuest as well, the amount of times it's looked like this, you know, I'm not here to count any chickens before they hatch.
No, that's fair. I think that is a definite concern, and one for this man on the screen as well, right? Inns, this is his 7th major. He's played at majors with Renegades, Greyhound, and FlyQuest. This is his 3rd outing in the FlyQuest jersey, and he hasn't progressed a single time, whether that's Challenger stage, whether that's Stage 1. So this is a long time coming for Inns, the captain and in-game leader of this squad.
Well, he's got more muscle than he's ever had before on this roster.
Yeah, and I think that's a reason that they've definitely put him back in the in-game leadership chair. Dexter was there for a stint, but this is a complete new complexion, and picking up Medic, the next generation. Let's not confuse him with an Australian. He is a New Zealander. They're flying the flag.
We're seeing some Overpass T-side protocols on display from Fluxo. Regali Zorp not going to get all of the free openings. A nice molly for Divider.
The problem is they have no connector control, right? So at this moment, you are going to be able to start rotating away some of your B defenders, and this activation could come in from JKS as you're setting up the execute. So if you don't clear it out, you'll be rumbled regardless.
He lies in wait, does JKS. 10 kills deep already. Decent. Oh, nice headshot. Aware of the possibility. Does he overlook a second? Yes, he does. Vexite, the double up works out wonderfully. He'll scavenge the AK and retreat. Regali, some active AWP pushing. Art can't quite believe it. A taste of his own medicine, and it's sour.
Kai's behind him, though.
Yeah, he's going to go down here. Nice find. Inns, however, got a lot on his plate. Nice find from Zevi. Netic has slipped through towards the dice box. It looks like Zevi was considering it, but no, in his blind spot. Pressed his eye to the scope, and so Kai. A clutch, just to get Fluxo's juices flowing. He gets the first piece, and now for a plant. Vexite up against him, and a fake that could cost him here. Vexite's quick with it. You see that death POV, instantaneous deletion for the 9th FlyQuest round. They are racking them up.
There's been a couple now that have gone down to the wire, right? But every time FlyQuest are the ones with the number advantage, so it's not like they're having to play from behind other than that JKS one on that B site. So sure, they're getting close, but if you haven't broken through yet, you've only got 2 more opportunities to get that 9-3, and that's to keep your head above water. You can see how annoying it is when you don't have the full map control, you don't have con control, you haven't pushed them back from long and bathrooms. They're just thorns in your side, just these weeds growing across the overpass right now. FlyQuest making your life a living hell.
I mean, look at this. No, knives out, running through connector with that Tech 9. Inns is going to go for the spam. He can't catch a break. Oh, brought down this time by the wall bang. That one's gonna sting. And now a dink onto the rifle. Oh dear, Kai's bell rung. Might want to throw that AK over to someone healthy. Yeah, Lakowski gifted that. Starts to probe towards the B short. Smoke on Monster won't last forever. In fact, you can see it there fading shortly, but we'll replenish it, and we'll frag him out. Okay, 5 alive from FlyQuest. Nothing for Lakowski here. Just overwhelming him. Hang on, you're just in for a lovely triple. Lakowski gives it a quick reminder of what he's capable of.
Yeah, they have a couple of moments where you go, okay, these guys can shoot. They've all had a little, I'd say, spurt of flash, but really, it doesn't really cost them anything.
Yeah, it's just that, I mean, logically sound from FlyQuest is if we all swing, he can't kill us all, but he kind of nearly did.
Inch just peppering away through the
boards.
boards.
Where's the second one? Here it comes.
Yeah, just 2 wallbangs, right? Walking into it. Kai goes down as well, so Inns couldn't be easier, as opening kills have been one of the factors that FlyQuest have been dominating so far. Let's see if they can make it 11-1 on the half.
JKS on a walkabout. Same for Vexite. Oh, he's so good. Vexite is looking the best I've ever seen him.
The comfort of that setup, right? At the moment, FlyQuest, they're not playing as individuals, they're playing as a team, and then the individuals get to thrive, right? You know that your connector's covered, you know that the boys have got your back, you know that they're going to swing with you as Netic takes down Art, and it's just Zevi and Lakowski. This is looking set for that 11-1 scoreline.
I mean, when you are so tantalizingly close to the next stage of the Major for Fluxo, this is going to really take the wind out of your sails.
Especially with the scalps that you took down of Gamer Legion and Fnatic,
exactly.
right? You would think, coming into this event, most people would put those teams ahead of FlyQuest. Fnatic we could have an argument about if you want, but either way, this one will just simmer, so going to be plenty of time to talk through this with 40 seconds and a 1v5. Lakowski, same position from the last round, noted now, and they'll just box him in. This is the type of Counter-Strike that Azza, the coach behind them, will be proud of. It's not just an individual performance, the team getting the job done. FlyQuest 2-0, they've been here before, but this is dominance against Fluxo, 11-1 against your opponent's map choice. We will be right back.
Back underway, Overpass, second half. First map of this best of three. And it is for a spot in the second stage, the StarLadder Budapest Major.
It's a non-starter, isn't it?
I mean, this is not what I was expecting when I saw Fluxo flying through the best of ones as confidently as they did. I thought we'd see some resistance. Admittedly, sure, T-side Overpass, but you picked this.
They have a good stack right now for the pistol. What's the timer on the go from FlyQuest? You can see the util at the ready. Inns and Netic are going to throw that. The pack of Kevlar, Regali, JKS, and Vex, I need to find the frags.
Yeah, I mean, they flashed, they swung, they had all the right pieces in the right places, but it's Vexite's bullet that connects. It's a nice one back from Kai. Zevi playing around that short smoke. There's so many bodies here. This could get messy. Lakowski behind them. They're clearing through. Glock connects, but Lakowski does too. Double on the USP. Can't track Regali. FlyQuest take the pistol. You want to talk about non-starter? That pistol practically condemns them to a 13-1.
Yeah, and a great performance from Regali here, 17 kills. It's a team effort, right? They're not able to pull off any of these maneuvers without one another, but Regali's been hitting the shots, so this is just absolute domination. And for this to be your map pick, you need to hope that the mental of FlyQuest is absolutely rubbish going into the next map of play. I think it'll be a closer affair, but right now, you are just getting ragdolled.
The mental of FlyQuest After a 13-1, I'm not sure it's going to be in the bin.
It's more about the fact that Inns and Vexite have been here before a couple of times. Regali and Netic were alongside at the Blast TV Austin Major, where they were also 2-0 up.
Something to be said about Art's position. Never mind, actually. Netic makes light work of his aggressive maneuver.
So that's where my query comes in, right? Is that not, are we worried about our opponent? No. Is the moment something that we're going to crumble in front of?
Right, and if I was the mental coach of FlyQuest, I'd do everything to distract them from even thinking about that for a moment.
I don't know if they have one, so you could be the guy.
I'm in. You know, I'm talking like I'll do a clown show.
Okay.
I'll get some card tricks out. Anything to stop them from thinking about what this map means, you know?
Sure. But that's from the interviews we've heard from this team time and time again, we're just taking it match at a time, right? And this is something where I think in terms of their expectations, it sounded like stage 3 was where they want to be, but knowing that, look, you're not going to get there if your focus is off. And right now, just looking to putt in this 5v4 advantage.
All right, well, this is where Counter-Strike teams dream of getting that opening pick untraded and then finishing off together. We're starting to see it looking to take shape. Diesel would have to step up and deliver. Just the two. Here comes Lakowski. Empty hands on the farmer. Sevi, however, racks him up.
Another 1v1.
Yeah, puts him into the clutch. Mr. Potter versus Zevi.
Bomb has been planted.
Mac-10 versus Scout. Zevi elects to go heaven. Oh, what? At range, the Mac-10 wins it.
You can't spell wins without ins, and that right there is going to feel great for the in-game leader. He's been here before a couple of times, but that level of domination, they are just one map away from progressing to stage 2 of the Major.
I mean, that's what I'm getting from here.
100%.
What world did you imagine? The Southern Hemisphere, that's going to be the place that the first team qualifies. And it's not even from Brazil. It's from Australia. Damn. Sponge is probably celebrating already. But there is one more map. One more map.
Whether he's celebrating or not, I think the adage goes, don't count your chickens until they hatch. Yes, indeed, our analyst desk seems convinced. However, I imagine, Chad, you're going to approach this with with bated breath.
Yeah, remember, it's early in the morning right now in Australia, so people might think that they're dreaming as they wake up to watch this one, or they've stayed up all night.
Yeah,
either
good
way,
morning, or
there's
good
worry
afternoon.
for everybody. I imagine Inz's mum, she's always watching. She will be seeing this for the 3rd time unfold. This is their best chance yet.
Oh, and actually,
great.
it started off with a bang. Decent, you know, he's got the dual Berettas, doesn't find that initial bit of friction he was hoping for. That's a nice response,
That
Kai.
might force you into B quite quickly, though.
Certainly, especially when you've already taken down one. It is only Art here for now. Throws out his block smoke. They're going to want to go through this. Spams half of his magazine. A flashbang. And Lakowski has bodies all around him. A quick flick at Anetic's block. Vexite pushes smokes. Giving Fluxo a taste of their own. And he's even tapped out Kai.
Oh, the confidence right now is brimming on the boys. You can see just the level of aggression, happy to get stuck in, and that'll be another pistol added to the tally. Overpass, that was the most dominant map of the Major so far, 13-1, outdoing NIP's scoreline of 13-2 yesterday in one of their matches.
And of course, the desk discusses Inferno versus Imperial was the second best of one we saw from FlyQuest. Starting on that T side and actually posting 9 T rounds up against another Brazilian side in order to secure this 2-0 battle.
Yeah, there are 5 Brazilian teams, if I've done my maths correctly, or is it 4? Hold up a second. We've got Imperial, we've got Fluxo, we've got Legacy, and of course we've got the Red Team. So 4 right there, and the other 2 are North American. M80 versus NRG. Actually, that's our next game coming up next. So the fact that Fluxo have drawn FlyQuest, it looks like they're the Slayers of Brazil at the moment. I worry for the nerves, right? That's if this does get close, right? Let's say we're 10-10 late within the piece. That's where the nerves may come in and be the undoing for FlyQuest. Great shot there from Netic.
Can't believe he's getting away with the 3rd as well. Really cheeky from Vexite. High impact to start.
4 players starting B right now for Fluxo. Just Kai anchoring A. You'll see a lot of that throughout this CT half. Vexite, a few on his plate here.
Yeah, he could have a little bit too much to deal with. He'll actually back away. Doesn't want to play close up against what likely is going to be 5-7s or at most an MP9 or 3. Head-to-head with the MP9, doesn't go his way, but that's what you want to see in the feed if you do go down. Vexite falls, and so do Decent and Lakowski.
Oh, problems now.
Yeah, tags already connected, but Kai can't finish it off. Couldn't switch out to the pistol in time. Goes for a second scout shot.
Well, if they're playing nameplate Counter-Strike, they'll know that's the A anchor, so they should expect the open runway right now. They know there was another player over towards B at a minimum, maybe both, right, if you were considering the util that was being thrown. So they'll get in, they'll get the bomb down. The question is, do Art and Zevi want to give this one a look, or do they want to hold on to these MP9s into the next?
Well, they're having a look.
I think into the next is the best option. So yeah, they've hit the bubble.
You hope someone gets a little horny, gives you an AK-47. It's certainly a lot better to be bringing that through than an MP9, but yeah, unlikely to be seeing anything else.
Okay, so that's 2-0 now for FlyQuest. The winning ways continue. Talk about the setup. We're going to have Art over towards Banana, the aggressive piece, of course. Decent will be supporting him. Lakowski as the A rotating rifler, Zevi as the AWP, and Kai as the A anchor. FlyQuest, their Banana fights will be through backside, which you've already seen. Regali and Inns will be supporting him depending on the calls. Netic will be the second mid boiler player, and JKS through apartment. So that's what you can expect in terms of positions in defaults and standard rounds. But this is great. They're looking calm. Remind me, I'll throw a nugget your way. Oh, actually, no, we do just have the saved MP9s. I was getting a step ahead of myself there. Thought we were already into the guns. An Aussie core has not won a best-of-3 at a major since StarLadder Berlin 2019.
Which just sounds absurd. Maybe there's something about StarLadder events that just gets FlyQuest, or rather gets Australian Counter-Strike awake. But yeah, that's bizarre. So just to reiterate, an Australian core has not won a best-of-3 at a major since 2019.
That's 6 years ago. That was when the org meta was prevalent.
Oh gosh, I remember those days.
So it's been a long time between drinks. Obviously, there was the 103 Thieves, and then it all fell apart. JKS went to Greener Pastures over to different international teams. Complexity, G2, Liquid, standing in for FaZe for a stint. Azza and co, they continued under the Extreme Mums, I think was the official, yeah, the Extreme Mums, right, yeah. That didn't really find what they were looking for. And then all those pieces have slowly just melted away. So they test the waters of Banana, they apply some pressure, now they're going to work for the mid control.
It's going to pull Kai over.
Yeah, big rotation. Art and Decent are coming as well. So Lakowski and Zevi, if they can put up some resistance, there's a chance. But long smokes will drop towards Library and Arch. Wrap potential available. Have to be A now, 30 seconds.
Zevi investigating forward. Actually, Art the first to fall. Inns gets given a gift. An opening kill. Now starting to swing on through. Vexite, a quick final to Zevi. Kai caught in the open. JKS at range. Hang on though. P250 goes overlooked. Needed a multi. Lakowski unable to provide. And so FlyQuest will just sail through a comfortable third round with those saved MP9s.
I agree with the death sentiment there right now. FlyQuest, in terms of the communication, it's looking on point. They're not getting flustered in any situation. Sure, a couple of rounds within that first half of Overpass came down to 1v1s or 2v2s, but they always felt like they were in control. The JKS 1v2 was the only one that felt like it had to be pulled out of nowhere. But everyone's hitting shots. Nobody's looking too nervous.
Yeah, if anything, like the key word you're kind of dancing around is composed.
Yeah.
You know, this is a composed Counter-Strike team on display right now, which is not a word often at the tip of the tongue.
No, normally it's more gimmicky the way their victories come, right? At least that was the
historically.
FlyQuest. Yeah, the Renegades, the Greyhounds.
The Vox Eminors.
Yeah, that too. Titan remembers. Banana press, Lakowski. At the top with Art, Decent to set them up with flashes, going through the motions. Mouth of Banana constricted with a molly. They're going to play through.
He's going. Art! Oh, 100 to 0! Vexite gets a second onto Lakowski. Okay, asking a lot for number 3, but the trade actually could come through. Decent's done a lot of work, but Inns not playing scared. You love to see that. Two of his teammates put their life on the line in pursuit of the open B site. And Inns goes and just hoovers up that space, runs him down on the reload.
Well, this is it now. They are really in a position where they can hunt these guns. JKS make sure that they can't press into second mid over towards T-spawn for the save. So he's at least got that guaranteed. Now this is a scenario if you are FlyQuest in the early stages, you start running away and you're hunting and you allow them back into the site and you lose a really clumsy round. That's not good. So JKS will go for the search, the hunt on his own. Inz and Regali will stay with the bomb to make sure this is guaranteed. If JKS can remove one of these guns, with the loss bonus going into the next, that's going to remove another threat. So is he able to take anything? Orp in pit, rifle in sight, bomb goes off, that's the round.
Terrorists win.
And that'll be that. So just held at bay, not able to get anything. It was a bit of a timid search, but not wanting to let an AK fall over into enemy hands.
Nasty state of affairs for Art, wasn't it? I mean, he's chosen to go for the most aggressive, I don't know why I'm saying that like it's a surprise, most aggressive of the options, which is pushing through the flames, and then he eats a flashbang and burns to his death.
Yeah, Art doesn't have the S key on his keyboard.
No.
It only came with the W, and that's kind of how he lives and dies Counter-Strike.
It will get you through best of ones. That style of play is certain.
Yeah, when you can push lobby every round versus Gamer Legion,
exactly.
that might do it. But now we're in the best of threes, and you're...
Oh, no! Art's going for jump shots, trick shots.
Vexai has been in fine form.
Punished him. Vexai 7 and 3. We've only just begun map 2 here.
That's his third opener.
And we're going to be locking in one of these two teams. FlyQuest obviously making the strongest of cases as the first into stage 2 from stage 1. JKS just applies some pressure up mid. Smoke blocks off the vision of Lakauzi.
Yeah,
Kai
so
calls it clear.
Full info. Zevi knows that he needs to be on notice right now. Ooh, by playing more passive with the AWP. JKS gets the info on the mid setup. That now should inform them for this B execute. Zevi needs to go huge.
Yeah, Zevi's been informed that it's just him up against FlyQuest.
Miles away.
It's just got to be Zevi and his AWP. There goes Vexite. Where's that trade? Hiding out behind the pillar. Zevi, he's done very well. Timid now. Finally, Netic finds him on the cross. No smoke grenade. This makes things very difficult now. Throwing out a HE, trying to cross, trying to fight, trying to feel. Netic! Outrageous! Who needs a smoke when you've got headshots? Just takes 1, 2, and 3.
Damn, that is massive from Netic. He's been moved to some of these more passive or anchor roles on the CT side, but this kid has aim. He's mechanical, and it's sharp as hell right there. That was brilliant.
Oh, mate, they had no right. I thought Zevi had done absolutely enough.
Yeah, 2 kills from the back of the side.
On your own.
Yeah, he definitely thought he had teed his team up there. Catch this one again. Oh, over the camera, over the shoulder camera.
Oh, that second one
yeah,
is
that's
spicy.
Sharp. That is sharp, okay. Well, they can get him with another buy of sorts, lacking util, but not an AWP. Zevi's got that again.
And that looks like it should be destined for a Zevi opener. Inzi had his crosshair in the right place. Ball, however, was posted. I can't believe it. Vexite's found Art again. Art can't catch a break. He cannot escape the Vexite demon.
Vexite loves a bit of aggression himself, but he's a little bit more tempered in his approach. I think he's an awful lot sharper than Art as well. But Inz gets the call from the grave. Art does the same. So both in-game leaders getting an opportunity right now in this 4v4 to see if they can...
We're 6 rounds in, Chad, and he has participated in 5 opening duels.
Classic.
He's won 4 of them. He's lost 1 of them, and missed flick from Zevi. Vexite doubles up. Set up to succeed, and now accelerating. No one home on B.
What's your favorite 4-letter word, Alex?
S-A-V-E. You ain't got economy. You saving.
So they hold on to this. They can go again. But we had 20 rounds of play over the 2 maps so far. Fluxo have won 1.
Insufficient.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
But Vexai just doesn't seem to be... he is, you know, unbothered, in his lane.
Look, they've been doing all interviews about this. Az has done some, In's done some. They've been talking about the position changes. Vexai, he's a lad that communicates a lot, and he's always been an aggressive player. In some of these iterations of the rosters before, they started to put him in anchor-ish positions, which with his aim, I could understand. But he's a player that kind of feels the game. And you're seeing that in these spots that he's playing. So he's a temperature check, and Inz is the other. So the 2 of them on maps, they're going to be playing for map control, and it's going to help out Inz a lot with the mid-round calling. Then you've got JKS extremely comfortable on those lurks, right? That's something that he's been doing for an awfully long time. He can look for space. Sure, there's been criticism around him in the past not being aggressive enough to look for the gaps, but that's something that I think in this team he will have to do. And then you have Nedic. It's like, okay, he is so sharp that on the CT sides, if he's anchoring a spot and there's multiple bodies on his screen, I think he's going to take 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, I'll have to excuse myself there. I think I neglected to mention that Zevi's actually got the opening kill in that round, so Vexite, that one doesn't count on his tally.
Okay.
But either way, that one does! Double trouble again! Vexite causing problems on the B site. Breakthrough Banana, Art finds a response, a good one to thwart the aggressions. And he's playing around the smokes, Art style. Damn, he's just generating so much space, so much momentum for FlyQuest on this T side. You can see Kai's got a test coming his way. JKS and Regali have partnered up. He's thrown out a short block smoke. Might give him a bit of room to stretch his legs. And talking of stretching legs, it's Art charging straight up the guts of middle. Have they heard him? No, he's timed this to perfection. Oh, yeah, Regali relays it.
Double B.
Double swing. Regali's there. Opens up an avenue straight back to B.
That is beautiful. Regali's communicated the steps. They've even had time in that moment to coordinate the double swing. And now JKS should have the rotation of Kai dealt with. He's made the steps. They know where he is. Regali can plant the bomb. Kai knows he needs to get over towards that site. Looking for a path of least resistance as JKS is chasing him around here silently. Kai actually has an avenue. JKS will communicate it's not possible for him to come through CT. Just worry about Banana and, well, Kai's heading for the high hills. This one is done. 7-0. This isn't entertaining for most.
How about you?
It is for me. And my countrymen, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Vexite just straight through, doubles up, another opener, add that to the tally.
I mean, I don't know how far away Art was from not making a sound there, but that really did cost them. Looking at the scores on the doors, you can see that just the Vexite Netic combo, 18 frags combined.
And it's good to show that there's different shades, right? You had Regali, fantastic on the AWP. The Romanian import on Overpass, just delivering kills, and that's the map to do so. Right now, Vexite up Banana, winning out these duels. That's the key zone of this map. So everything going their way is a tactical timeout called the first, and this one feels late, doesn't it? As they're on the mic, Tacitus the same. But it gives the time for us to, look, to get back into this, the answer appears to be double AWPs. So let's see. Zevi will take his over towards A. Art will try his best over towards B, I'm sure. And because they've been running up, this is something where you hope that you can hit that first shot, fall back AWPing. But if the util is on point, we know how difficult it can be for AWPers on Inferno. You get the double mollies in, one sandbag, one mouth of banana. The flashes are good, you're pushed off the line. They smoke CT, you're playing CT, or you're playing coffins, you're behind them, you have to play side-side. So for Art, he has to do this through aggression.
Our betting partner.
As we get back underway. It's be a perfect time for Azad to have called like a change-up. You know, like let's feign the map control and then go into... Ooh, okay, one AWP noted.
Not far off. Not close.
If you go into an A execute right now, oh, it is definitely A related. 2 up through Boiler.
I think Inz has got names from here. Is it flashes?
And the fact that he's there in second mid tells you it's going to be something at least for mid control early.
Regali looks like he's going to be positioning to throw out another part of that. Here comes a test for Vexite. Is he really going to have any more? No, this time kept empty-handed. It's an important kill from Decent to try and get Fluxo comfortable. Confirms Banana is theirs. They have the Banana control, and so full focus now from Fluxo here on the A site.
You have to win this one.
It's a 4v3 though. The numbers still technically favoring FlyQuest.
Regali lining up a moto smoke. Here they come.
Oh, this shot from Zevi. He's going to be feeling the pressure now, but there's no commitment here. No, it's JKS onto Lakauzi. A cheeky catch on a sliver gap has opened up into a 4-on-4. Art, a tentative rotation, trying to catch potential Art slip. Yeah, no, towards the arch side, but now it's been smoked off and they're wrapping. Kai and Zevi, forced wide, finds an angle. Art brings that second AWP over, they know it's posted. And it's already the double AWP potent crossfire delivering lovely from Zevi and Art in combination. And Regali, he meets the same fate, lovely work.
Okay.
Finally, they buck the trend.
You know it's double AWPs, and it has been carried through as well. So your call right now can be a little bit more direct, knowing that those AWPs are in play. So the first comes in very late within the piece. 8 rounds already under the belt, 7 of those to FlyQuest, and 2 rounds within the series so far for Fluxo. They don't know what winning feels like. A streak is going to be required to break the finances, but they've done well under pressure. Oh, down in.
Yeah, that is hyper-aggressive. And it's going to be an escorting of Lekauzi. You're not going to be playing scared at all. Hang on. Yeah, JKS was not expecting that. Opening kill for the Brazilian side. Fluxo.
They're surging.
Hang on a second. Vexite's already asking questions of the site. Yeah, on. Needs to hit a shot. Decent will. Double kill. Bomb on the back of Regali. Art comes in from the coffin side. He might have it. He's missed his shot again. That's 2. Is it 2-on-4? Is this a conversation we can have?
Yeah, Regali can re-smoke CT.
Gets the bomb down.
It was used at coffins.
Okay, and now vulnerabilities of that banana. It's actually way earlier than they may be ready for. Zevi comes in, rounds the corner, and oh, nice catch! And a nice one back. Puts it onto Netic. And yeah, held by Kai. That's what you want to be seeing. Fluxo, that's 2 consecutive.
Okay, there was a lot of pressure on that B side. They did well to hold that at bay. But maybe a tactical timeout to be called. And I know it's early, but I want to make sure that we sow these seeds in case it does get out of control. The mental of FlyQuest is going to be the question, right? Because when you have players like Int and Vexite who have been here several times before, can they keep it together? You've been dominating. The scoreline, it's looking flush. You've already got 7 rounds T-side. Inferno, your map choice. Only a few rounds away from progressing at a major. And these type of frustrations is where the lid needs to stay on, right? It can't reach boiling point, not when you have this type of a lead. And the money will be broken after this one. So FlyQuest, can you find a response before Fluxo actually get their claws in to this map? Prioritizing the AWP Regali, setting him up, clear of the smoke. Vexite takes the space.
Oh, this actually might be a little too much for Zevi. There was no instant trade. Awkward now. JKS, he had to find that. Claws it back into the 4-on-4 and doesn't overcommit. Could have easily strafed into Kai's crosshair there. Instead, cools his jets into the 4-on-4.
You need to take stock right now if you're FlyQuest and consider what utility you have. Smokes on the likes of JKS as well as Regali. So that's an execute that can be lined up. Lekauzi over towards Trash. He can sell mid, activate late once Kai gets contact.
It's unlikely they Molotov him out, but there is one available, and never mind, he actually just gives the frag away. Inns was ready, quick reaction, puts it all onto Kai. Tugged on that mini pit, we need a multi here, Kai, what have you got? Nothing, thanks to Inns, quick clear on the Galil, a double kill, decent, somehow finds Vexite.
Does that draw you in now to go for this? Remember, those 2 rounds, they've got a little bit more cash to work with. They need more rounds, so this could be one that Art and Decent give a go.
Yeah, okay, there's flashbangs present. Art looks like he's backing away, though.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, they get 2,400 into the next. Even if they lost these guns, they all would have been able to buy, but I guess every round is worth its weight in gold at this moment. So they'll give over the 8th, or it'll be taken from them.
I'll be honest, Chad, I reckon if Zevi does this and kills JKS, that's when the tilt, you know, you said keep a lid on it, that lid is ripped off.
Yeah, for sure. Important kill there from Inns, right? Lekauzi gets 1 and even just buys time. The CT setup can rejig and it starts to fall a little bit flat there for FlyQuest, but they do recover. So 2 rounds straight from Fluxo will be responded to. There's 2 more in the half before we get to the break. And that was one of their more battered buys, right? It wasn't full. Had a couple of omissions within the purchases, but and I can get everything that they desire. Okay. Well, I don't know what that is.
But back in my day, there was a Fnatic smoke.
I don't think it'll be that.
No, nor I.
Especially not when Justin's calling it, the player who's going to be in apps.
Interesting, very interesting. He's going to be throwing an early smoke from second mid. You can see the trajectory there on the mini-map. Just an early pressure on towards the A side. They're actually going for an apps walk. Zevi Kai with his forward apps set up as Vexite and Inns are partnered up to ask questions of that sandbag's position.
We got Devil Walk in the green room. That's a position he knows very well. Containing second mid while the rest of your team either works on banana or through the guts as Zevi and Kai. Kai's starting to go looking in boiler now. Sorry, in window, excuse me. Zevi actually starts to peel back. So Kai's in a very strong spot right now. If they do come back up middle, they might not consider this whatsoever.
Hang on, JKS is making his move. There's no Zevi anymore. Will he?
Clear boiler?
There's
I don't
no
think
way.
so. Oh, hello.
And he will. Kai gets one tapped side of the head. You're going to be feeling vulnerable on A now, aren't you? You can see Art starting to canter over. The cavalry is on its way. Is the bomb as well, though? You're second-guessing it.
I think Inns will sell a B fake, and then they'll try and breach in towards A off the back of that. 35 seconds now. Yeah, Inns was donated some extra util, so he's selling the B fake.
I mean, this is where Zevi has it all to do. The AWP primed and ready, just him. Previously, on the B side, he got 2 when isolated and called upon. Uh-oh, they got the info early. He's done very well, but not well enough for 2. Vexite brings him down, and that should be another round.
Okay, they're just going to save again. 9 rounds.
So that mark they reached on Imperial, it wasn't just a flash in the pan. They've done it again. T-side rounds, a boatload of them.
Yeah, it sounds like in the vetoes yesterday, the maps that they played against Legacy and Imperial were not the maps they had expected to play, which bodes very well for best of 3s. Now, I understand this level of competition in stage 1, where you sit and you go, okay, these aren't the best teams in the world. Yeah, but 8 teams have to make it through, and the type of Counter-Strike that FlyQuest are playing right now, they're clearly looking like one of the top dogs. FaZe are looking miserable. Gamer Legion are having a tough time. I can see Daps walking into the building right now. He's a man who we can all see a bit of ourselves in. NRG in the 2-0 column, going up against M80 next. Now this is the point, if we were doing any other game, we'd say surely this is it.
And I'd say, have you met FlyQuest?
I don't think...
And don't call me Shirley.
I don't think even this one can get out of control. Now, if I'm wrong and they end up collapsing, I'll take that. I'll wear that on the chin.
Will you eat a hat?
No, neither a boot. As,
Okay.
Our official betting partner.
Last round of the half.
They got everything they need to win a round, Fluxo.
Yeah, and it did work with the double AWP previously.
Okay. There's the glimmer of hope.
And only a glimmer. Art, he is really just not scared. Asbestos boots walking through flames.
HP's overrated.
Yeah. Said no one ever.
Oh, Vexite's donated some back the other way.
Swallows the HE. Good catch, actually. Zevi's opened up the account for Fluxo. Hang on, a little bit too much showing on the edge of the smoke there. Regali catches him. 4 versus 4, maybe 3 versus 3. An important trade provided by Vexite.
Well, they know that there was an AWP over towards B as well, so you should be using flashes or boosts to push this angle away.
Zevi got caught by the boost previously. I think Art's going to be tucking further back.
Again, you look at the util and you consider the options right now with the executes. There's the flash, there's the peek. 2 smokes.
Art's fiddling with his glasses. Keep your hands on the keyboard, mate.
There's the smoke, CT and coffins. Art has to play ahead of this.
Yeah, and he will. Vexite, JKS, side by side. Still nothing for Art. And now the flash. That's some diligent Counter-Strike on display from FlyQuest. 40 seconds left, and they've already got the site. A retake demanded of Fluxo, just to have something to work with into that second half and what could be the final half of this series. Elevated position towards the coffins. He spots out that player. Does remove Vexite. A very tiny pixel displayed, and that's all he needs to remove him. Oh, the Cowsy. He overlooked JKS's possibility, but adjusts quickly. And so a 1 versus 3 for Regali. Goes looking. I think they may have caught wind of his barrel there, so now it's up to Regali. He'll Molly Kite out, forces him wide, and a headshot provided. Okay, Fluxo, a little something at the end there, trying to cling on to hope that Inferno could be their map. If not, FlyQuest will be the first into stage 2. It's the 2-0 matchup, the first opportunity to lock a team in for Stage 2 here in the very first stage of the competition, the culmination of the Counter-Strike year. FlyQuest, Australians, New Zealander, and of course a Romanian sniper. But it does seem to be the blend to break what has been a long break between drinks.
Any form of success at all at Majors for the Aussies. You had Renegades back in 2019. Made it all the way to the semi-finals in Berlin. Azza and JKS reunited. They're looking to go from stage 1 to stage 2, something Int hasn't been able to do in 6 asks of trying. This will be the 7th.
And a pistol would be a huge leap in that direction. Good start. Netic, Int, Regali, they all hit their shots. Fluxo just run into the meat grinder and have nothing to show for it. Decent in Boiler. Maybe he could catch something. Netic seems ready. Okay, missed shot, dancing around that pillar. Somebody come get her.
Oh.
Okay, Vexite sealed the deal. And a quick flick from Netic. Wow, lovely stuff.
4 from 4 in the pistol department. The recipe for success, right? Not just in the best of ones, but in any match of Counter-Strike you play. And FlyQuest continue to look composed, on point, and this team is functioning at a high level right now. You could say this is the best any team has looked so far throughout stage 1. Some of the bigger names, the favorites, have struggled to look cohesive, fundamentally flawed. Well, the boys right now, they are looking picture bloody perfect. The level of relief I think Inns will feel in a couple rounds' time. You've attended I think 7 out of 8 majors since the pandemic, starting back in Stockholm 2021. You've had a bunch of different rosters, been under different orgs, different looks, but sure, a couple of wins. You've even been in those best of 3s. You've even been able to pick up maps, but you've never been able to get across the line. Sure, the majors expanded to 32 teams now, but this is breaking the seal. This is showing that you can do it on the biggest of stage, and this is what it's all about.
And you haven't even, you know, necessarily made it look hard or broken a sweat.
It's been comfortable.
Yeah, Vexite's so stubborn with his smoke. He wanted to see full confirmation of commitment, but they're way ahead. Oh, he had 2 on his plate. Only gets the 1. Netic needs to throw out that block smoke and buy time. Cannot afford to go down here. They're running at him. Does well. Look out, his Tech 9 falls. They're wrapping him in. Overwhelming, but still composed is Netic. Lovely work. 4 kills in the round.
And that's the force bite dealt with. It's the eco now. 12 feels like a certainty unless Art wants to call another one of those. Mentioned his name a bunch, but one of the other new additions this season is the team moving away from Urkas and bringing in Azza. I don't think there's a question of him being the most successful Aussie in-game leader ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a clear correlation.
And I think with what was missing within this team was that leadership figure. You heard from Inns. He did a HLTV interview where he said more like a friend than a leader, something he's trying to work on. Azza dealt with Kassad as a coach. He knows what it's like. Sometimes you need to give people the harsh word. And also, it's the team environment. You're doing it for one another. That's what this is about. Sure, it might feel like a bit of an old school mentality, but that's that's any team sport. As an opener for Vexite. We'll just tally those up, shall we? He was the highest rated player coming into this match. I think he still might be that fact, as he's just been dominating. He's at 6-2 in the opening kill department. He's had Art's number throughout.
Dreamy.
At least within the early stages. In this one, it's just a bit of a paddling right now. You deal with the pistols, you get yourself 12, you just 1 more round, 5 more kills as he grabs another through the smoke. Vexite, when he popped onto our screen.
Oh, he's doing it all, mate.
He's meant to be the next hope of Aussie Counter-Strike. It's taken some time for him to really mature into the player you're seeing today. This is his 5th major. For Regali and Netic, only their 2nd, both under the FlyQuest banner. So for them, they don't have the same woes, the same stresses as maybe the other 2. And for JKS last season, benched by Liquid. Before Melbourne.
Hiss.
Yeah, right? And then obviously he missed the major, nose put a little bit out of joint, and then turns back to a home team, something that he hasn't been a part of for an awfully long time. So for him, this will be a feel-good moment. He's had to be a bit more of a mentor, right? He used to be the young kid. Well, now he's the big brother. And Art will just waltz on in, go on down. Regali takes that, and it's just 5 more kills. On that little liquid note, they're in stage 2. Love to get a revenge tour for JKS, going up against some of his old teammates, old
Now you're talking.
old friends. You know, G2, they're in the Major 2. What about Falcons? Nico and Monacy? You know, tick them off the list.
Okay.
This could be his death note.
Okay, prepare the Grim Reaper graphic.
Yeah.
12-3, folks. FlyQuest. This could be the last round they play in stage 1.
Couple of extra days off.
And this time, Vexite's paid quite the heavy price for his opening exchange. He actually returns the favor to Kai, does it an equivalent with the HE.
Oh, he wants to fight.
Look at him go, he's just begging for flashbangs, and it will come through, but Zevi tucks him behind the half wall. The unity of the utility, you can see how great that timing that was. The half wall smoke plumes, you're either in front of the smoke blind or we've got top banana control.
Oh, catch that. Another hefty nade, 40 damage done. Forcing them back towards A for now.
Okay, and it looks like Decent is going to go searching towards the boiler side, trying to catch anyone daring to probe. Inns was the furthest forward on this A side, but he's just going to be playing on the arch, or in front of it rather. Oh, hang on,
Between the wickets.
Didn't find anything there, bit of damage sure. Look at the health of Fluxo though.
Yeah, Vexite's also low. Decent walking up short, JKS in sight. Looks like it'll be the A play. Nadix joined this fight now.
Bit of friction, JKS gets nothing. It's Regali on the pit side. Does deliver, combination with Netic. Now Fluxo starting to fall. It's just too easy for FlyQuest. Surely this is it. For the first time since 2019, a best of 3 at the Major for the Australian core. 1 single kill away. And of course it's probably feels that way for the Australians watching, as 13-3 is locked in.
The boys fly into stage 2. The quest begins now, but for Inns, this one's gotta feel damn good. He's been here many times before, but to finally find some success, to break through, to make light work of your opponent in the 2-0 match, no stress today. That is a massive win, and the smiles tell the story as it takes that coaching role and they start to look like a team.